He welcomed his father the most honorable way his people knew, but his father turned around and activated a laser cage, locking him flat on the ground. Then his father ordered his eldest son to cut off his own brother's head. Quinn couldn't bring himself to disobey. He slowly pulled the plasma blade from his side. Dax knew he was dead. He closed his eyes in total despair, but just as he was waiting to die, his brother suddenly slashed through the laser cage. Then he fired a plasma beam and pulled his brother into the ship. Then he deployed a light shield to block their father's killing blow aimed at Dax. Dax wanted to break out of the ship and help his brother, but his brother hit the controls and locked the door shut. All he could do was stay trapped inside, watching his brother and his father fight to the death. At first, Quinn could just barely hold his own against their father, but the moment their father activated stealth mode, Quinn lost the upper hand immediately. With no way to see his opponent, Quinn got hit fast. He swung back with everything he had, but the blade punched straight through his hand. Then their father took off his arm. Dax was screaming inside the ship. He begged his father over and over to spare his brother's life, but to their father, begging was weakness. Without a second of hesitation, he drove the plasma blade straight through Quinn's chest. His brother knew he wasn't going to make it. In his final moment, he picked up his severed arm and used every last bit of strength he had to launch his brother's ship. He wanted Dax to make it to the target planet, to hunt and kill the unkillable beast Kalisk, and become a true predator warrior. As the ship launched, the force threw Dax violently across the cabin. He blacked out on the spot. When he came to, the ship had made it near the Death Star, but the damage was critical. It could go down any second. Dax had no choice but to take the escape pod and make an emergency landing. Once he hit the ground, Dax immediately checked his gear. That equipment was the only thing keeping him alive. But right then, something was quietly closing in. Dax didn't take any chances. He grabbed his spear and stayed on high alert. But while he was locked in on what was in front of him, his gear behind him got snatched away by a strange tendril in an instant. What ambushed him was a vine creature hiding in the plants. These things can detect prey within 30 feet through vibration and body heat, and they love to strike with spike-covered tendrils. A second later, his spear got ripped right out of his hands. Dax had no choice but to ignite his plasma blade and start swinging like crazy. But the vine creatures didn't just see through his moves. They actually worked together to attack him. He got dragged down to the ground fast. Lucky for him, at the last second he grabbed his plasma bow and fired back. One shot blasted through a tendril. But with the creatures attacking one after another, dragging this out meant he was done. In the chaos, he spotted a stone platform not far away. If he could get up there, maybe he could shake these things off. So Dax fought and fell back at the same time, using his plasma blade to cut through tendrils like crazy. When the opening came, he dodged hard to the side, ran full speed across the tangled vines, and at the very last second, made it onto the stone platform. He got away from the vine creatures, but the cost was, he lost most of his weapons. And this was only the beginning, because on the Death Star, way more danger was still waiting for him.